I have decided I'm gonna live like the believer, turn my back on the deceiver. I'm gonna live like I believe. What do you guys know about Amy Grant? Oh my goodness. This is not plot-based media, okay? So if you're looking for that, look somewhere else. This is the Wig Alopecia Podcast, Season 2, Episode 10, and my name is Jessie Vesper. Thank you for being here. Subscribe, like this format, leave me a review, say hey. I love to hear from you. Ask me a question and lock in, because I say this almost every episode, but I have a lot to talk about. And you've been gone a long time. You guys should have had time to miss me by now. So hey, I'm back. Lock in, because I have a lot to talk about. And I'm going to talk about it as quickly and concisely and as loudly as possible. Is that okay with you? I hope so. Okay, let me look at my list a little bit here. I am excited to be here. I'm grateful to be here. But there have been a lot of people in my alleged hypothetical life that have been behaving in ways that have been disheartening to me. I don't understand why people in the public spaces that we all share are so rude all the time. This goes for actually all hypothetical interactions in my life, whether it be in a workplace setting, a public setting, perhaps in a grocery market, or, in the mechanics, getting serviced on a vehicle. There's like all kinds of interactions people have every day. That's just to name a few. School, for instance. I don't understand particularly why everyone is being so rude. I don't understand why people have no active listening skills. I don't understand why people only want to talk about themselves. I do realize I'm on a podcast talking about myself. The irony in that is quite hilarious. Yes. But I don't understand why people are being ridiculous about it, right? I don't understand why people are coming up to me, as well as I'm sure others. This can't be a mutually exclusive item that's happening to Jessie Vesper, okay? People are coming up to me and saying rude things, being rude, acting rude, being unhinged, oversharing, holding you at verbal gunpoint, really, so you can't get out of conversations, and just locking in and spilling on you. I think in some cases this can be extremely emotionally manipulative whenever people that you're not that close to are having an emotional response to something that you have no direct control with. And I know that may seem insensitive, but I'm the kind of girl that consoles people. I am, but I've been in my old age, guys. My 20 something years on this planet. Yeah, I'm trying to be nicer, okay? But I'm trying not to console just anybody willy-nilly. There's like a certain amount, I think everybody has an aura and everybody has an emotional bandwidth, and some people, they juggle with each other. It's a push and pull, give and take. I'm not trying to give all my aura, my mojo, my emotional bandwidth away to one person that I'm really not that close to, or multiple people that I'm really not that close to. And then perhaps you might be a hypothetical alleged service worker, right? The people that come up to you in the service industry of really any kind, some more than others. Sorry, I thought my now boyfriend called me. Ooh. Snapchatted me. Guys, I'm back on Snapchat. Anyways, yeah, go follow me there too. I don't know. There's like a certain clientele. There is a certain type of people that come into the service industry, if we are speaking specifically in retail or the food industry, okay? And I don't have the emotional bandwidth to give all of that away to everybody. Sometimes this is how you want to know how I get through work? You want to know how I get through my 9 to 5? You want to know how I slay the divas down house boots? Do you really want to know? Press number 1 if you'd like to know. I'm waiting. That's me for waiting for you to, leave your daily heart in the live stream. I know. I forgot what I was saying. Oh my God. I'm so embarrassed. Cut. Whatever I was ranting about, I'm sure I had a major point, and I might have to pop back in.
I was going to say that I practice my comedy on customers, allegedly.
But I can't remember what I was going to say. And it had I'm trying to be better at just concise, never-ending flow of consciousness that is not distracted, but it helps me work through my ADHD. But also I feel like this train of thought that we have together, this parasocial relationship that we're building, this army, this network of really cool people that give me all of their money, their time, and energy. You guys, what we have is really special. And sometimes I feel like I'm doing a comedy routine with my best friend, and then I'm like, actually, potentially the whole world could see this. So then I get really anxious, and then I forget everything I'm saying. And there's also no one here to keep me on track. But I do think I have something coming very soon that might be engaging with other people. I don't know. I've got things in the works, guys. Okay, I've been taking some steps back to get creatively driven again. And I've kind of blogged about this, but I'm feeling much more fulfilled as of late. But I have some hurdles that I have to jump over really soon. So my life has been really weird, and the rudeness from people has been detracting me from the alleged hypothetical rudeness that may not exist and might not be real, because this is all hypothetical rudeness that may or may not has been happening has really been hindering me. I don't want to really hypothetically surround myself with people that are rude and hateful and Debbie Downers. So now I'm trying to just I don't know that me being alone is the greatest option either. I'm trying to find my people. I don't know that I have some good friends and great people in my life. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying that I'm trying to surround myself more collaboratively with people that are driven in the same spaces in a work and fun way. I'm trying to, my hobbies don't need to be binge eating and drinking, not that that's been my problems lately, but they have been in the past. So, I'm trying to surround myself with people that really want to build something and build each other up and have fun and be real. I feel like in the age that we're in with the social medias and the cameras and everything, the glamour, I feel like everybody's a performer. Everybody wants to be on camera. Everybody wants the fame monster. Everybody wants it. So I don't feel like I'm special like that anymore. So I've been trying to take some time back away from me. That's special. Oversharing on the internet isn't that special anymore. So when I overshare now, I want to come on here with something special to say, like my nails are botched. I need to give you guys the update on what's happening here. But just pray for me, okay? Because I've decided I'm going to live like the believer and turn my back on the deceiver, okay? Hello? Get your crap together, guys. Okay. So I have some road rage I need to talk about. But first, we need to talk about the mean comments. The mean comments on Facebook are unhinged. They're out of control. You guys are crazy. I realize every one of you on the internet may not be obsessed with me or really like what I have to say. And that's okay, because you don't have to. But I will say, if you're leaving hate comments in my comment section, I have every liberty. If you are this is how I feel. If you are leaving hate comments in my comment section and you have the nerve to critique something I say, something I do, or how I look, I have every liberty as a smaller content creator to roast you. Now, I used to think that I have a ethical and moral obligation to be kind, right? And I like being kind. And the Bible even says, vengeance is mine, saith the Lord. But I don't believe that. I don't believe in that God necessarily. So if your religion does not apply to me, and I'm saying these religious things because often these people that are leaving comments, they're passing judgment, right? And they say that they adhere to these religious practices, traditionally Christianity adjacent practices. And it's just so comical to me because they rage in the comments, they cuss in the comments, they criticize in the comments, they accuse me of things in the comments. They have no rhyme or reason to believe them. It's like this narrative that's been projected by media that all people that are like me are weird, creepy weirdos on the internet, you know? And though I am a weird, creepy weirdo on the internet, it's not in the way that a lot of those hateful comments are inferring. Not to mention the threats. The threats are unhinged and scary, and I've had this stuff before. I am a creature of the night, the dark, and the internet. I've seen some horrible things on many platforms. And I've seen horrible things in real life too. But I'm kind of desensitized to all these hateful things, but I'm just saying from now on, nobody's safe. And if you want to go look at my Facebook comments, you can, because I have been roasting. Usually, like, I don't want to go too hard. Hello, puberty's hitting. I don't want to go too hard or too crazy on the comments, but like the first 2 or 3 or 4 or 5, 6, 7, 45, 102 or whatever, I have been replying to because I do read my comments and I love hearing from you guys. But if you're going to comment about my looks, my weight, my hair, whatever, like the context of what I'm saying, the out of context clips of, that's another thing. Nobody ever watches the full video. The out of context clips of what I'm saying, to be funny, humorous, subjective, funny. Girl, I'm going to roast you. Okay? I'm going to come for your hairline. Probably. This is the Wig Alopecia podcast after all. So we talk about hair here. So do your research before you roast me is what I would suggest. And then also, if you're going to talk the talk, walk the walk, baby, if you are going to fashion photo review Miss Jessie Vesper, look at my best work, okay? Go to the gram. And also, maybe review your public work before talking to me. Okay? That's just what I wanted to say here. So shout out again to all my fans. Love you. You guys are the best. Now, you might be thinking, Jessie, what were you talking about road rage earlier? Well, I was driving home, okay, and there's this little crosswalk, and I'm always trying my bestest to be aware of pedestrians, because pedestrians are super important. Like, it's a major part of the rules of the road. You should be looking for not just walking pedestrians. You should be looking for pedestrians that might fly out into the road and get ran over from any place, as well as animals and creatures, motorcyclists, just whoever. I'm not trying to run people over. I'm not trying to Caitlyn Jenner this shit, okay? So I'm just saying I try to be aware. Now, on my way home, pretty much every day when I take this way, I don't go this way every day, but I don't get out of the house every day. I'm agoraphobic. Okay. So I have to make a right turn. There was a stoplight. I had a green light. Okay. It was green. It was not yellow. It was not red. It was a green light. So I'm about to make my right turn. Now it's dusk. I wear my glasses when I drive, especially at night, because Mama's got a bang on. Mama's got a lash on most days. Mama's got glitter in her eye. She can't always see. Okay? So I wasn't wearing makeup this day. I want you to know that. But even when I am or am not, I'm wearing my glasses when driving. Typically speaking, if it is dusk, early morning, evening, nighttime, whatever. Okay? The only time I don't wear glasses when driving is when I can see well, and that is bright, broad daylight. And even then, sometimes I wear my glasses. So I'm making a right turn. I know this crosswalk is here. It's also adjoining like a little bank something area. Might be a hospital. You like pull in there. I don't know what's there. I don't care. I don't go there. But I do know that there are people here, and people are wild over here, just whipping out, doing whatever, not looking, not paying attention. People whip in there and almost die all the time. I'm not going to fall prey to that because I keep up with the rules of the road. Okay? So pedestrians always get the right of way. You always yield the right of way to pedestrians, but that does not mean you cannot verbally abuse stupid people whenever they are being menaces to society. Okay? So let's just assume for a moment that I was a 16-year-old new driver. I've just gotten my driver's license. I'm whipping it. I'm coming back from joyriding the town. Oh, hello. I'm just sorry, that was so unprofessional. And I'm not turning it off because I might be getting a call from my not boyfriend. I might be in love. Okay. So I am making a right turn, but let's assume I'm 16 or like whatever, whoever. Maybe I'm an old lady. I am an old lady. Maybe I'm an old man. Maybe I'm an old grandma, grandpa, whatever. I can't see very well. I'm turning. These people were old enough they weren't kids. It looks like a couple, and they looked about like 50 or younger. Like I would say probably mid 40s. And like they weren't like, I'm not being ableist. They weren't in a wheelchair. They weren't limping. They were just skippity doppeting. They were probably drunk because it's a bar area. There's bars and drugs, things available for people to indulge in, you know? And so I'm also aware of that. But I yielded the right of way, but I'm bumping the track. You know, I'm bumping that. Okay. I'm bumping the track. I've got my volume probably on max. And I just, this was also a weird moment for me because I didn't have hair on. I had my hat on. So I had the windows down, girl. I don't drive with the windows down very often because I love the windows. I used to do that all the time, but not with the fake hair, girl. Not with the fake hair, because the fake hair needs to stay in place. And I'm not saying my wig ain't pinned. I'm saying the bang. Girls with bangs get it. Girls with bangs get it. It's real. Okay. So I was driving with my windows down because I didn't have no bang on. Okay. And so I turned down my music and I knew there was no one behind me because I checked the rearview mirror before I was turning because I was like, these people are probably going to honk at me if there was someone behind me, you know, because I was not going. It was my turn to go. I had the right of way. Okay. So I turn it down and I yell at the top of my little young lungs, my little teeny tiny petite lungs. So this is a yelling warning just for you guys. First time using a crosswalk, jackass. That's what I said. Actually, I don't think I said jackass, but I did yell and I used my man voice. Okay. And then they were shook because I do think they were perhaps intoxicated, but they were shook. Also, I did look over because I was going slow because I had to wait. You know, I was like, oh, not going to run you over. The red hand, you know, the scarlet hand, if you will, was flashing. So I don't know. It offended me. And then I turned up. I think I was listening to Kill Switch Sex Change very loudly, actually. And I was blaring that. So it was a fitting song. I felt like enough rage. You know, I also was raging a little bit. So with that, I would just like to say, stop being so silly and ridiculous and dumb. I don't like you. I want to build a community both in real life and online, but like sometimes when I have interactions like that, because we can call that an interaction, right? That's probably an interaction. It was a near death, I suppose, but it could be an interaction. It exhausts me. It exhausts me. Okay. It doesn't make me want to be in public. It doesn't make me want to go outside. It does not make me want to engage with anyone ever, frankly. So that and the rude people have just been a lot lately. There's been other things, but like that, girl. Don't even get me started on people. I don't want to be around people, but I do. You know, it's like, but then I'm like, maybe I'm the problem. I'm the one that's like running people over, I guess. So maybe I am the problem there, but I'm just saying, what is wrong? Like, this applies to everyone that I've like mentioned thus far in the episode. What is wrong with people, including myself? Like, what is wrong with you? I don't know. Am I wrong? Let me know. When you almost run somebody over. That Zendaya meme. Have you guys been seeing that on Twitter? I love that meme. It's so funny. I read every single one. Some of them don't make sense, but I still like them. Okay, so I guess some of these are out of order. I don't know. I want a man who's patient and treats me right. I'm off the dating apps. And like I said, I think I'm in love. But girl, we're going to have to talk about that at a later time. Okay. I just want to let you guys know things are better. Maybe for me. I don't know. I have another procedure coming up. Oop. So maybe I don't die. We'll see. I'll probably be fine. It's pretty routine, I think. So that's also happening in my life. I have another hate comment to tell you about, and then we're going to talk about all that crap back there because that's going to take a second. So I know I'm talking about a mile a minute, but we'll get to that too because I've relapsed on caffeine. Oh my God. So now I'm so powerful. Gotta go fast. Sonic the Hedgehog's in Fortnite also. Got that battle pass, baby. Yes, I did because I've been saving my V-Bucks. So Jesse Vesper on Fortnite. Check it out. Okay, anyways. Somebody commented on a post. No, I commented on a post, got a top comment because I'm on the gram. I'm on the gram and I'm leaving cool comments. I'm leaving funny stuff. Sometimes I leave duds. Not gonna lie. I leave some duds and I don't even care if it gets no likes or hate comments. I just do what I gotta do. And I left a comment. Granted, it was a risky joke. I do not always do risky jokes, especially in the comments because videos live forever, comments live forever. It's gonna get me canceled in 10 years. Probably. I don't know. I'm just keeping it real. Okay. And also the context of the comedians I was commenting to, they also like a risky little joke. Okay. And it wasn't even that risky. You know, I was not, it was, it was an any, it's not funny. It's not funny. It was an ageist joke. Okay. But I was commenting on something that was a satire video and it was completely acting. So I also am kind of involved in the community. So I just wanted to say that, cancel me, whatever. Somebody commented, because I'm meta verified, because I pay the whatever, I think it's $15 a month. Oh my freaking God. I actually unenrolled from it, but I think it's like $15 or $17 a month because I was paying, because I was reading that there are some perks to the meta verification on Instagram that helps you out. So I was doing it for a couple of months. I just wanted to see, and my stuff has been performing better. I have not been sponsoring my stuff, but I have been using the meta verification, and I mostly did it, full disclosure, I mostly did it to get customer service so I could fix my broken Facebook dating. That is why I did it. Okay. So this is all context to be funny because somebody commented on my comment and they said, why would you say this? It's so horrible, whatever, whatever. And then somebody else defended me. Shout out to that person. But I almost replied to them, but I thought it would be funnier to talk about here. I was going to say, I have the meta verification. I am meta verified because I paid the money to be. Okay, I worked my little tushy off and I paid the money. Instead of hate commenting people online, I was at work. Okay, so when I post something online, I'm trying to be comical. I'm trying to make y'all laugh. It's entertainment. I'm doing this as entertainment. I am doing things on the internet as entertainment. I am doing it to build a brand. I'm doing it to share art. I am doing it to have fun. I'm doing it to spread knowledge. Okay. And I do it all for free. I just think it's really interesting that people choose to spend their time on the internet consuming, but whenever they do broadcast, it's something negative, it's something unhelpful, and it's often something that is very illiterate and uneducated. So I'm just going to leave you with that little thought. Okay. Also, I might have a bad attitude. I've been told recently that I have a bad attitude. So now that I've been told that when I thought I had a good attitude, I'm going to continue to have a worse attitude because I am tired of people, specifically men, if allegedly, and if it's a bald man, and that applies, also that. I am really tired of that because, you know, as someone who experienced alopecia and has a whole podcast, a music podcast, kind of a pop culture podcast, a really cool podcast surrounding hair and pop culture, I put the work in to look good. Okay. So regardless of what a man has to say to me, I will continue to make bald jokes. Okay. So to that. Okay. So maybe you should fix your attitude and worry about yourself before you worry about me. That goes to everyone, to be honest. So if you want to say something with a blue check mark, pay the money, bitch. How about that? Okay. I'm just kidding. You don't have to pay the money. I don't think it's worth it. And honestly, don't be classist, you know? But also, my words have more weight to them because they have the blue check mark and yours doesn't. So, no, I'm kidding. So I before we talk about music, I want to kind of talk about a drag queen. I don't really know much about her. I don't know what she endorses. I'm not talking about anything related to that. But I think she's cool because there were some people following her mutuals that I'm aware of. Her name is Lucy Luscious, and I just was obsessed with her drag. I'm gonna like insert a couple photos here because I want you guys to see just a couple. But her makeup style, I'm obsessed with. I think she's going places. I think if she keeps with it, she could end up on Drag Race or an adjacent show, or any other, you know, who knows? There's so many avenues for queens now and, you know, talented club kids. So I don't know if she identifies as a queen or like what her realm of work is, because like a lot of times people will ask me if I'm a drag queen, and in a lot of ways I feel very similar to a drag queen because of how much I wear and put on in my costumes and whatever in my custom and like everything I do. But I don't do drag. I do everyday life drag. We're all born naked and the rest is drag. I kind of live by that in a lot of ways, but in the old traditional Jeffree Star way that I just exist and I'm Jessie. I kind of feel that way too because I'm a very androgynous creature at times. And honestly, I'm just being myself and living my truth. But I do prefer, of course, she, her pronouns, as you guys know. And that will be important to listen. I'm going to talk about that after we talk about the music stuff, but I just wanted to say that now because a lot of people in the world right now are really like fixating on labels, and I don't think that labels labels are really helpful for identifying things, but sometimes not everything needs an identification all the time, and you don't have to adhere so strongly to those things. You can exist as a boy or a girl or somebody in between that is on both sides of the spectrum of beauty, or somewhere in between, or the lack thereof, and completely opposite, and not anything traditionally beautiful beauty standards are made up, especially in westernized culture. So I just think that's really interesting. And I wanted to say that here before we moved on. But I have to talk to you guys about just quickly, we're just going to talk about some music stuff. Okay, these are some releases that I've been obsessed with recently. First of all, Digital Dancer by Barely Human is out. Oh my God, guys, I'm so excited. Every song you could ever want is on here. Like, it has something for everyone. It's got collaborators. We've got Baby Jane on there. Okay, we've got really cool producers. We've got Asteria. We've got all kinds of people I love on there. Okay, so just go look at the crediting. Just go listen, go look, give it a start to finish, please. The album cover is everything to me. Okay, it's everything to me. The mohawk, bring it back. It definitely, like, I don't want to make Jeffree Star comparisons because I know everybody does, but like, Scene is so associated with Jeffree Star because he was such a huge part of it. So I understand whenever people are like wanting to associate things with old Scene, but it's like such an eclectic genre now. It's just so cool. And I'm talking about the fashion, not so much about the music right now. But for the music, guys, I think it's a really pioneering album. I think in 10 years, this album is going to be like a push forward. I think it's a push forward now, but people are really going to be like, wow, this was legendary. Nobody was doing it. So go check it out. Love Barely Human. So wonderful. Such a great album. I want to spend more time with it. A lot of the songs were already out. I think we got 4, maybe 5 new songs. I can't remember. But so I've listened to all this before, and a lot of it I've got to spend a lot of time with. But it's just such a great piece of work to put on and just repeat, skip around, repeat. I love it. I'm in it all the time. I've been streaming it a lot while I've been exercising. Okay. So give Barely Human's new album, digital, dang it, I can't talk. Cut. Me powering down again. Go give Digital Dancer a listen. It's definitely worth it. So that's definitely top of my list. Right before that came out, I was stuck on Tweaker Poem by Frost Children. Every song on here is a banger. You guys need to listen to it. Frost Children! Frost Children. Okay. Love you. I love the Frost Children. They're iconic. I cannot wait to see them live. Someday I'm going to. I'm poor right now, but someday I will see the Frost Children live before I die. Okay. That is on my list to do. Love the Frost Children. First of all, Sam Barber, I was looking at your tickets because Sam Barber's not usually my cup of tea. I really enjoyed this album. I enjoyed his other, what is his other album's name? I can't pull up Spotify right now.
Restless Mind.
I like Sam Barber. He has a lot of work that really makes me feel things. Okay. It actually makes me sad because like one of my best friends, that was like his album, stuck on it, some really bad things happened last summer. So like it was like mutual music that I shared with a friend. So that's how I got into him. But like I was looking to buy that same friend concert tickets perhaps for his birthday. Okay. So I was like looking into this, whatever. Tell me why Sam Barber does not have meet and greet tickets. Why is no one doing meet and greets anymore? Like, is it because of like all the sickness and stuff? Like nobody wants to get sick. Like I would love to meet my fans. Like I know I don't have any, but like if I did, I would love to meet my fans. Like all 3 of you that are watching this right now, I would love to someday meet you and talk to you. It's so cool. Like the community of that. So like I get it, and people probably get nervous and whatever. And when you tour, it's probably emotionally and physically exhausting to do meet and greets. I get that. I get it. Okay. Especially because the window of time where I'm beautiful is like 5 minutes. So, like, I would probably be overwhelmed. I probably won't do them either. So, I don't want to speak out of pocket. Okay. Out of school. What is it? Out of turn? I don't know. I don't want to speak something into existence that I can't do myself, But I'm just saying that, like, I would have paid exorbitant amounts of money to get my friend the meet and greet to see Sam Barber. And Sam Barber, if you're watching this, please, my friend needs to meet you. It would be so iconic. I don't even have to be there, but I would love to film it. But like, I need my friend to meet Sam Barber. And my friend doesn't watch my YouTube videos because he thinks I'm the lamest thing ever. So like, this would be like the perfect moment, Sam Barber, to do a meet and greet for my friend's birthday. But it's fine if you don't. But anyways, love your music. Okay, stop. What's the point of having a podcast if you can't ask for free stuff? Brands, concerts, artists, send me stuff. Please, I'll come see you and review you and talk. I'll say nice things. I'm nice. Yeah, just ignore that whole first portion of the episode where I wasn't very nice. That's not the real me. It's not the real me. Okay. So, all that was a joke. You don't have to send me anything for free, but like that would be really nice. Free is nice. I like free. So Sam Barber, Broken View, definitely go listen. Oh my God, Rilo, guys, Rilo and I are setting Twitter trends. Rilo and I are viral. Rilo and I are the coolest people on the internet. Not you, Rilo and I, Rilo and me, Rilo and us. She and I, forever. Iconic. I love Rilo. I'm just joking, but like Rilo is really cool. And her new album, Star Power, and that is spelled 5T4RP0W3R. Okay. Star Power. Dyslexia, nightmare, but I love it. It's coming out October 1st. So I'm just saying, highly anticipated by whom? Me, Jessie Vesper. Star Power by Rilo is highly anticipated. Okay. And I cannot wait to listen to it. And I'm encouraging you guys to listen to it as well. Also, this is a side note. I feel like I need to talk about it. Two controversial figures, because they are influential in the music space as well as culture spaces, rock spaces for one, and tech and beauty, I would argue, as well as music, for the other. So the first one is old school. Marilyn Manson's Part 2 of his album is out. Now, I'm not going to say the name of this album because it has a controversial word in it that I don't want to have to bleep. So you guys can look it up if you want to. I've listened to about half of it. I want to go back and spend more time with it. I thought it was pretty good, but I will say it was a little more sad and angry probably than I wanted to be listening to at the time. I was like trying to give it a listen, and I've been really sensitive to music lately. I don't know how you guys feel, but sometimes whenever I'm like listening to music, I feel really like stuck to it. I feel really like it influences my moods a lot. And I don't know if that's me, my ADHD, my undiagnosed whatever. Like, I don't know. Like, but that's how I feel when I listen to music. It's really powerful to me. And I think a lot of people feel that way. So I don't even like when I'm in public spaces listening to shared music that often because it really does bother me. It gets stuck in my head and whatever. But maybe that's an issue. Maybe it's like, I don't know. Maybe it's a good thing. But I just have to do that because it's like sensitive to my mood. So I've been trying to listen to positive things. So I had to turn that one off, but I'm interested to go back and see what's up. I do know, since he is such a controversial figure, that this might be a controversial thing to say, that I want to go listen. But I think because he is a pillarhead, is that the right phrasing? Is since he is such a staple in the rock world and he's made such a comeback, I think it is important to be aware of what is happening art-wise, especially with all the accusations and things that have come forward about certain people recently. That's not my tea or my channel, but it's interesting. Grimes, love Grimes. I think that's a controversial thing to say these days. I feel like it's hard for people to say publicly who they like and endorse anymore because all influencers, all artists, all everybody, it kind of seems like everybody has to have a stance and like fully commit to one thing politically these days. And I feel like there's a lot of room for nuance. There's a lot of room for opinions, and there's a lot of room for growth and people to be uneducated. Because guess what? As an educated person, I'm still nope. I'm still uneducated in a lot of ways. There's a lot of room for me to learn. And I know that just because I'm me. So I think that smart people and even educated people, there's always room to learn, as well as for people that aren't putting the work in to learn. There's a lot of room for everybody to learn. And that's not to say for any of these people that I've mentioned that I endorse anything they say, okay, or do. I mostly am here for the music. And I know the arguments surrounding that as well, but I would ask you to hold yourself accountable, not just with the artists you listen to. If you're going to make accusations on who's listening to who and why and what they endorse and whatever, perhaps we should also be conscientious of the brands that we're endorsing and things as well. Because if we're endorsing brands and artists and all these things that are doing all these words are hard, controversial things, if we're endorsing all these people that are doing these controversial things, whether they be brands, artists, whoever, friends, if we're supporting the people that do, it's all intertwined. We're in a society, we're in a capitalistic existence that is propelled forward by marketing, the internet, politics, music, art, fashion, whatever, media. So whenever somebody says they boycott one artist or something, or like I see it with, let's say Chick-fil-A. I don't personally eat at Chick-fil-A, but some people endorse that, and that's okay. I understand there's so many other businesses and things that have had controversies surrounding the support of groups that they do or do not endorse, or things that they are funding that may not be ethical. And I think you guys know what I'm alluding to there. So I just wanted to say that. And before I said Miku Maxing by Grimes has been one of the most interesting and cool collabs that I've seen in a really long time. I believe Frost Children has a song. I don't know if it's out yet or if it's coming out with Miku as well, but I think that Frost Children as well as Grimes are two very interesting artists, very different artists, but like as far as like their shared space in the electronic music world, like the way they are propelling art forward has been very interesting, at least to my mind and my ears. I really liked Miku Maxing specifically because the video was an accompanying video, and the video accompanied the song, of course, and it was really cool. So I saw some BTS, some behind the scenes things about that. So I would highly suggest you guys go watch that. Give it a shot. I think Grimes also, Grimes has some very interesting opinions that I do not agree with always, but I think that her heart is in the right place a lot of times, and I think it's interesting that she is propelling forward-thinking ideas forward. Does that make sense? I think that not everything she says and does is great and like, star power or whatever. That's probably not the right terminology. It's not always the most fully fleshed out idea that is ready for launch, but nothing I say or do is either. I'm just a girl. I am just a lady. I'm just a friend, a sister, a fan. I am a music enthusiast. I am a lot of things. I'm a hard worker. I'm kind. I'm loving. I'm thoughtful. I'm generous. There's a lot of good things, but I have a lot of bad traits too. And whenever it comes to speaking on the internet or art or like interviews or anything like that, you are directly commenting to people, addressing people in a moment that can potentially be immortalized forever. And I know we've kind of been talking about that and alluding to that this whole episode, but like what we're doing right now, this could have ramifications that follow me for the rest of my life. So I think that people, the public, the viewers of the world and the podcast and the consumers of media, perhaps we should be a little bit more thoughtful and not always generous, but perhaps forgiving with the things that we say and do, because not everything is as deep as it seems, and a lot of things that don't seem that deep are a lot deeper. So the media and the entertainment fluff portions of things that people pay attention to, my kind of content, this video you're watching right now as I spit in frustration, perhaps that's the kind of stuff people don't need to be watching, so that's part of the reason I wanted to like share some things that are a little bit more eloquent and flushed out ideas that I've been talking about. That way they don't chase me and follow me, and they're things that I regret for the rest of my life. Does that make sense? Okay, cool. So yeah, I think that's okay. Now we need to hold on. There's There's something else. Is there something else? Yes, there is something else, and then we'll do my last rant, okay? This might be a little bit of a longer episode. You're welcome. I love you. So Royce White, I don't really know a lot about him. I do know that I saw, and first of all, I'm just gonna say it. Fox News, listen, Fox News is doing something that nobody else is doing. They are the entertainment. They're entertainment, girl. News. That's a crazy alleged name to have. I mean, it is their name, I suppose. But it's to me, this is my opinion, my humble opinion that I'm just saying in jest. I don't think Fox News is a great news source. I don't think it's a good platform to get nuanced opinions from. I think it's definitely an opinion in one direction a lot of the time, and you don't always get the facts. You get misconstrued information. Okay. So I saw a clip from Fox News and I watched it, and it was a person who goes by the name of Royce
White.
I don't know a lot about them. They basically said that they are entering the WNBA. Okay. Now, if I'm not mistaken, that is the the Women's National Basketball Association. I am not a professional athlete. I consider myself a little bit of an athletic person sometimes. I'm a thick girl. Okay. I've got some rolls, but I like to move. Okay. I like to dance. I like to run around. I like to go to the gym. I'm trying to stay active and healthy and young and healthy. Okay. I would just like to say that Royce
White
and I are not the same. My name is Jessie, and I am a transgender woman. I have not had a early transition in my life, okay? And I think that what Royce White is doing, allegedly, by trying to incite a response, anger, annoyance, a legal response as well to define what a woman is. And I think that's very interesting, but if we are letting law define what a woman is, as well as looks like, can dress as or dress like, what they can wear, I think that's a very dangerous thing. And I understand how that is a double-edged sword. I just think, in my humble opinion, again, that this person may be doing this for attention as well as headlines, as well as a political agenda. And I've seen other people kind of try to elicit responses from people in a similar fashion. And I don't want to put my foot in my mouth here and talk out of turn. Again, I'm not a professional athlete, but I try to stay active and I try to stay healthy and I try to dance and I try to do things like go to the gym and hike and do the things that I love so I can stay young, beautiful, perfect, and healthy, right? I just think it's interesting when people try to use subcategories of people, oftentimes people that are oppressed in some way, to use that culture as a stepping stone that they can take from to either gain notoriety. They use it as a marketing ploy. They can use it as a means to get further in a sport that perhaps they weren't placing in before in this specific situation. I don't know his stats. Perhaps he was placing. I'm just saying anyone could do that if they were an athlete. I understand there are problems, right? But I don't think that Royce White and I are the same personally. And perhaps like he or she or they, I don't know what pronouns they prefer now, but let's say they, perhaps they actually do have some kind of gender dysphoria. Perhaps that is a very real thing. And I'm not here to discredit that. But for me, a person that is not an athlete, even if tomorrow I became a competing athlete in some way, I don't think I would try out for a professional sports group, even if I had that talent. Perhaps I would. Perhaps I would feel very differently if I did. But for me personally, I have too many reservations around my body and my own looks and things to commit to something where I would be sharing intimate spaces where I had to be unclothed around people. That's just not my thing. That's for me and my boyfriend if I have one. And if my nudes leak, it's for everyone, I guess. But I don't know. So I see the argument. I see why people are kind of worried about it, but I'm going to be honest with you. And I'm not all trans women. Some trans girls like girls. And I love women. I'm not really interested very often in girls like that. I would say that I am like 90 on a good day. I'm like 97% into guys. Like occasionally there's like a very masculine girl that I see and I think usually I like think that they are a guy and I'm like, "Oh." And then I'm like, "Wow, I was oddly attracted to that person. It's kind of hot." But normally normal days I'm not really into girls that much. So I think it's really interesting when people say like there's these trans women, right? Trans women, I'm using air quotes here, that go into like bathrooms or like gym locker rooms or like whatever, and they're in there trying to perv on people. Okay. That has never, ever crossed my mind. If I am in a public restroom at all, I don't want to be there because it's a desperate moment. I want to be at home. I want to be at my gender neutral bathroom at home because you guys probably have gender neutral bathrooms at home too, don't you? If you've ever lived in a family household where there's like multiple people, you probably lived in a household where there was multiple genders using those toilets. Also, if you don't know the difference between sex and gender, you should educate yourself on the definition between the two. I just think it's interesting because I would never do that. I have been harassed in bathrooms before. There have been might have looked gorge. Might have spoken about this before, but there have been times where I've looked pretty androgynous or feminine. I don't go. Sometimes I'll still use the boys' bathroom if I look a little more masculine, just because I feel like I would rather not make people uncomfortable. But the other day I tried to do this and I walked into the men's restroom and I was like, oh my God, like I did not look feminine at all to me. But there was like 5 guys in there. I was shook. I was like, oh my God. So I just like walked out. I was like, okay, I look way too femme to be in here with these kind of guys. I was like, oh, okay, we're not doing that. So then I just used the girls' bathroom because there was no one in there. So like sometimes it's like a safety thing. And that's what Fox News and allegedly all these people like Royce White are not understanding. There's a lot of really normal people that are androgynous, that are cisgendered, heterosexual people that are androgynous. There are cisgendered women that look masculine, okay, that are into guys. Like I have seen women, some of them have like PCOS, some people have like hormone issues, some people just look masculine, okay? And it's interesting to me because people like that are getting harassed in bathrooms. You know, butch lesbians are getting harassed in women's restrooms. So all of these people like Royce White, people that are perpetuating news, I use that with air quotes too, perpetuating stories forward that are talking about misinformation and spreading and disinformation. There is a difference, allegedly. Sometimes, I think it's unethical. I think it's unethical, and I think what that person is doing might be unethical as well if my suspicions are correct. My opinion, my suspicion, and my assumption that is alleged is correct about this person. I think they are trying to push an agenda, and I think that they are doing it to further their career, not because they are an actual trans person. But I am not a gatekeeper. So if this person is trans and that is their journey and that is something they want to do, I fully support it. And I think that it's not for me to say, you know, what people's personal journeys are. But I will say there are repercussions for our actions. And that goes for anybody. That goes for people that get plastic surgery, whether they be trans or not, because that is very common. You know, let's be real. There's a lot of like straight guys that get procedures. There's a lot of straight girls that get procedures, cisgendered people that are getting procedures, as well as trans girls and everybody in between. So let's be real about that, because I'm real when I shop my face. Okay. So I don't understand why people are really being so wild about everything. Why can't we all just look our best and be our best and be kind, you know? And frankly, if there were more co-ed sports, it would probably be really good for culture in a lot of ways, because it would not only provide more jobs, it would also provide more entertainment and possibly more time to like have active seasons for things to watch. So I don't know, maybe it's a good revenue outlet. Maybe like somebody with like more sports interest than I have should do that, because it could be really cool. And I don't know, a lot of athletes are already roided up on the hormones anyways. So like people are like trans people and hormones and whatever, like I don't know. Like, I don't want to talk about my medical history right now, but like, I'm not the juice police either. I don't really endorse it, but like, it's interesting to me. You know, everybody's pretending like all these buff daddies at the gym that I love and I support and I want to, and I just think are gorgeous. Um, like, I recently, the past wave of dating apps that I was on, I've talked to roided up people. Okay. So like, it's really interesting that in the professional sport world, not everybody's being honest about what is obtained through means of finance and medicine and perhaps illegal procedures. You know, I don't know who's keeping track though. Yeah, so I just wanted to say Royce White and I are not the same, at least in my head, allegedly. So, let's talk about that. I have to say before I go, if I didn't already mention, song of the week is That Kid. Can We Go Dancing? Oh my lord. This is like my new like a bop. This is what I listen to cry. This is what I listen to dance. This is what I listen to twerk, to work out. Like, can we go dancing? Oh my god, it's so good. Go listen to that. I'm gonna leave you, but not yet. I have to talk about whatever's back here. So hold on. First and foremost, Old Spice, I love you. I have used this deodorant for years. A different variation, actually. This is a different one that I normally get. I got this one because I thought I was buying the other one. But Old Spice, I do love your products. But I want to talk about something here because it's just what my product experience. Okay. So I've been buying this product, this deodorant, the variation I was talking about for a long time. It has 0 aluminum, parabens, compromise, whatever that means. I think aluminum is really bad for your armpits. So, you know, that's probably a good thing. Old Spice, this is the scent Fiji. I do love this one. The Fiji scent is so good. Okay. I am almost out of this. So because I was almost out of this one, I bought a new one. Okay. So I bought this one, which was the one that I really wanted, and it was the one that I normally use. And yes, it's all smeared up and gross, and I'm going to explain why here in a minute. This is the Fiji scent. This one probably has aluminum in it because I don't know, because it doesn't. Hold on. Oh, I don't know what any of this is. I don't know much about deodorant health. This probably, I don't know. I like it. I use it. It makes me not smell bad. This is the kind of deodorant that you get home, you sniff you smell yourself to see if you stink. You know, you're like, did my deodorant work today? You smell this after a hard day at work and you still smell yummy. Okay. You smell yummy. Guys, my camera just died. Okay, so we're turning over here. This is the kind of deodorant that you use that smells yummy. Okay, it still smells yummy. Your armpit still smells good after you use this. Okay, so I got this. I got a 2-pack of this. I'm so sad because the 2-pack, guys, I think somebody dropped it at Walmart or whatever because it won't unscrew. Okay, so this will not unscrew. Sorry, I'm moving my mic. This will not unscrew, okay? And that is really annoying because all that product's in there. So for a while, I was just like digging it out with the lid, which wasn't ideal. Okay, that has not been ideal for me, and I'm not going to keep doing it. I just feel so wasteful. And this is not a cheap product. I think the 2-pack might be like $15. I'll put it on the screen, but like that really upset me because like I'm broke. That's why I stopped paying for the meta verification because I didn't want to pay the $15 a month. Okay. So I'm really sad about that. But there's a light at the end of the tunnel. Old Spice, I forgive you. Okay. Old Spice, I forgive you. But there's a light at the end of the tunnel, and I'm going to tell you why. Hold on. So this is Old Spice Victory, and I'm very excited. I have not tried this. I haven't even smelled it. I didn't smell it when I purchased it, but I did buy this on clearance. I got it 50% off. I was very excited. It is also aluminum free, okay? And this is from another sport. This is the sports episode. This is the sports related episode because this is a soccer collaboration, I think. I don't know much about soccer, guys. I play it with my friends sometimes, but I don't know a whole lot about the game itself, at least as far as players and stuff go. But would that be the World Cup? Maybe? I don't know. My cousins love soccer. I'm a fake fan, but I do have a pink soccer ball, or I used to until my car got stolen. So we're just going to sniff this today because I know you guys want to sniff me. And if you guys wonder what I smell like, now you know. That and various perfumes. But I like to smell like vanilla. Sometimes I like to smell like coconut though. I like really simple smells. I like I like more extreme smells whenever I'm doing something like stand up or if I'm like going out, I'd like something a little more extreme. But I also like a scent that I know how it's going to wear on me throughout the day. I don't like to smell like if I spray a really expensive fragrance, I feel weird not taking it with me because I like to touch up my fragrance. I always love to like spray another spray. Like I am the girl that is like, you can smell her in a good way. I hope. Maybe you can't. I don't know. Ask the fans. Write down below if you can smell me. Hey, Stinky. But yeah, Old Spice Victory. Okay, very excited about this. Oh. Okay. It's got the protector on there. Okay, yeah. Smells like a boyfriend's armpit for sure. Which I kind of like. I like a little masculine fragrance. It's interesting how a fragrance can be like masculine or feminine, isn't it? Yeah, I really like that. So I'm excited to see how this one wears, especially whenever I go to work. But we are going to transition to her as soon as Miss Thang's gone. But I thought about like boiling this one on the stove to try and like get the product out. But I'm like, will the plastic melt? I don't know. Because like I don't want to be that girl. But like I could use a spoon or something, I guess, and like get it out of there. But like I am. You guys may think like, Jesse, you waste so much money and you're so frivolous and whatever. But I'm telling you, girl, I am thrifty and I would scrape the deodorant out of here. Like I make my own outfits sometimes, guys. Like, come on now. Come on. Anyways, longer episode. I'm so sorry. I just missed you guys and I'm happy to be back. But there's lots of good things coming. Also, I've transitioned. This is the second time I've transitioned. Ooh, because I'm drinking Ice Mountain out of my microplastic cup that I thrifted because I've been buying the big Ice Mountains and pouring it in here. So, hydration. Okay, I think that's all, guys. I love you and thank you for watching. And I will see you very soon on the next episode or the next video or whatever. In the meantime, go check out the comments places. I'm on YouTube. I'm around. Check out the blog. I've got the blog going in the comment or not the comments. I mean, sometimes, but I do the YouTube bio blogs for you guys and check out Instagram. I'm hot on there. Okay. Send me some love. Mwah, mwah, mwah. I'm definitely the most active on Instagram. So, anyways, bye. See ya. Bye. God, they don't even like me. Ugh.